Welcome to Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. Have you ever had the experience of telling something to someone and you can see they didn't hear a word you said? They may have been looking right at you, but that look in their eyes lets you know they are thinking about something else and their ears have turned off. Now flip this memory upside down. Have you ever found yourself listening to someone share something and suddenly you realize you have not heard a word they said because you have zoned out and started to think about something and found yourself lost in thought? We are all guilty of spacing off when someone is talking with us. I love how Howard Thurman describes it when he says, the inner chatter of our minds prevents us from really listening to the other. He goes on to say that we need to learn how to center down or quiet the surface noises of our minds. When someone isn't truly listening, they or we try to fake it. Look into the face, nod our heads, smile. Our minds might get lost in a place that isn't even related to what is being said, but we zone into something we find more interesting. There are other times when we look attentive, but our minds aren't quiet, and we are just waiting for the chance to jump in with a comment. You know what it looks like, and you know what it feels like. The person or we are almost jittery, nodding fast, saying uh huh, over and over, and to let them think we are holding on to every word they say, all the while hoping for a pause so we can talk. It gets really bad when we keep trying to say something, but the person isn't finished with their thought, or they are the kind that just keep repeating the same thing again in a different way, or not maybe in a different way. In any case, if you, the listener who is anxious to share something, can't break into the conversation, it might be wise to wonder, even if you had a chance to speak, would the one talking even care what you had to say? The author Simon Sinek has written much on the art of listening. He says people fool themselves thinking they are good listeners when they just parrot back what the person has said. Sinek says that is just the act of listening. The art of listening is creating an environment where the person feels they have been heard, seen, and understood. To do that, you listen and in the space say, go on, or tell me more, and often leave a bit of silence for the person to pick up and continue their thought. That's the art. Seneca also states that good listeners replace judgment with curiosity. Ooh, I love that. It takes the focus away from us and puts it on the person to whom we should be listening. Dale Carnegie often said that people are more interested in what they have to say than what others have to say. Simon Sinek reminds us that listening is the way to build trust, to find common ground. Now reflect. When have you felt that you have been genuinely listened to? It's such a gift, isn't it? You want to spend time with that kind of person. You also think of them as interesting, even if you have been the one to share the most. They are present to you. Now, there are some people who cannot reciprocate in conversation. They just don't know how to listen. It may be related to one's insecurity. Responding to someone else makes some nervous. They just don't know what to say. So they just keep talking. If this is hitting a chord inside of you, remember you only need to give affirmation and encouragement. Reflect to the speaker, wow, that is really interesting. Or use some other simple phrase of empathy and care. It doesn't have to be profound, just genuine care. Be present to them, not afraid of them. The art of listening requires discipline and practice. I often have a bad habit of interrupting because I want people to know I'm connecting and really into what they are saying. But it's pretty rude and a bad habit to jump in and try to interrupt. I must remind myself to just be still and listen. Nod, look at the speaker, and don't jump in. Be present. Thich Nhat Hanh said, you listen with only one purpose, to help another to empty their hearts. When I read that, I suddenly realized that heart has the word here inside its spelling. Just as when you scramble the letters of listen, you get silent. Now that is profound. Does that mean we can never talk? Only listen? No. I believe the art of listening also involves the art of reading a situation, knowing when a conversation is mutual. This week, on your bathroom mirror, write, be present, be curious. Everyone loves to hear a good listener. Join me next Monday for Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. I'm Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.